Okay, it's actually good afternoon. Probably wondering, what am I doing here? Okay, well, what I'm doing here is this is part of our collaborative lesson where, with Reading 2, we're also going to combine a reading exercise and a hands-on activity with the culinary department and the expertise of Miss Amanda Ramarine as our culinary instructor. Today's lesson is actually about, it's actually about survival bread. And you're probably wondering, okay, why is Miss W out in the woods with this fire? Okay. Along with the issues going on in the Ukraine, this is nothing new. From 1930 to 1932, approximately 7 to 10 million Ukrainians were purposely starved to death. It was called the Holodomor. And some of these people that they had to resort to extraordinary means of survival. Like I said, a lot of people died. You know, if you do the population, do the math, 1/4 to 1/3 of the population died. So what about the ones that did survive? Well, one of the things that they did do to survive was they made bread out of, believe it or not, pine bark. Now, you're probably wondering, I would never eat that. Well, don't forget, these people were starving. There are some species of pine that are poisonous. Let me just fix this here. I think the wind knocked it out of filter. There. Nobody likes a crooked video, right? Hate to do this all over again. There we are. Okay. So anyways, here's an example here. This is white pine. It's identified by this smooth bark, although when it gets bigger, it starts getting thicker and more, wrinkled, so to speak, more jagged edges. Has long, thin needles. Now, the inner bark is actually edible. What you can actually do is you can actually, I cut a piece from this tree with my knife. Now, you can take about 1/10 of the circumference from a tree and not harm it. So I took this piece out of this tree, and over time, it will actually grow over. If you girdle it, if you cut all the way around it, what will end up happening is you'll kill the tree. So what you want to do is you want to basically take a strip of this bark, and you want to take the inner layer. Now, you can actually strip this off in an emergency, eat it raw. Now, there's some, it's not too bad, at least by my standards. But one of the things that you have to do is you have to chew it a lot. But ideally, you can toast it, and then it can be ground up. Now, the inner bark is perfectly edible. The outer bark, got a mouthful of bark, and it's hard to speak. This is the part that you can actually eat. The outer bark, although it is edible, it's very, very bitter. Now, some places in the far north, like northern Sweden, Finland, Norway, the Kola Peninsula, they'll take this whole thing, dry it, grind it up, and make a bread out of it. This was food used in times of starvation. So today's lesson, along with reading about how to do this, we're actually going to make some in the culinary department. And I found a way that I can collect a lot of bark without harming a number of trees. I just demonstrated on this one tree, and I know I'm on private land where I have permission to do this, so just don't go out anywhere you want. Those branches you see hanging over the fire, I'm warming them up. Those are fresh cut branches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strip the bark off. Now, one of the things that you could do, all right, this was done by people. They would basically strip the bark off and, toast it over a fire, just kind of like that. Okay. Let's take a look at that. Okay. So they would toast that over an open fire. But what we're going to do is I'll take those home and I will strip the bark, put it in the oven, get it nice and toasty, and then crumble it up, and we can mix it with rye flour. In times of great want, it was made straight into a bread. High protein, a lot of fiber, Was it the tastiest thing in the world? No, but it would get you through a cold northern Nordic winter. Remember, this is all about survival. And it's also, I think it's a good idea for everybody to try something like this at least once in their lifetime, just so that they can appreciate the suffering that others had gone through. So, again, we're going to read about how to make this recipe, a little bit of its history, and we're actually going to process it, and we'll have some of the staff try it out, but we won't tell them what it is. We'll let them find out. I'm still chewing on the bark. It takes a long time to digest it. So on that note, okay, I want you guys to take care, and please participate.